Who doesn't like to go out to eat? Everybody likes to go to a restaurant once in a while. But we never go too far into the restaurant. We certainly don't go behind the kitchen doors, and that's where we're going today with the man who has spent, well, a career, still spending a career behind teaching people, investigating, helping people figure out what goes on behind those kitchen doors. Chef Pascal, welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you, Paul, our producer, and I'm very excited to be here again today. And actually, I would love to come every day.
Wouldn't that be fun? We would just only if you brought food, though. You got to bring food every day.
Yeah. It's on my list.
Talking good, food better.
Maybe we should shout out. Can you have chef that can bring food?
We will have anybody on the show who brings food. Let's just be open. We'll work for food. We'll talk for food.
We'll talk for food. Yeah. So
make that a requirement for the chefs to come.
I think
for bringing food.
I think that's it.
All right. So
I'm going to back up and give you a little introduction here. You've had so many interesting chefs on the show, people who worked with you or for you, or people you admire and what they do. You've brought in purveyors, people, or see baking company, other people who provide the goods for the chefs to do magic things here. But I've never heard of a guy who does consulting, a culinary consultant. He helps the chefs, I'm guessing, come up with better operations and better ideas. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, we're going to ask him that because I'm curious. I didn't even know it myself as well. And this chef Alan Ramirez that I met through some catering and through some other chef. He's also part of the Table for 10 events, and so he's part of the Orange County
community of chefs.
Community, I will call it like a culinary gang.
A gang? Oh, a gang.
Yeah.
Do you have tattoos and stuff? So I'm confused, though, because on the note you gave me, it says Alan Ramirez, but why does it say Chef Chuck?
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah.
That's his kitchen name.
That's my kitchen name.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Just like there's I'm going to show my little 5 words of French here. Nom de guerre. Or nom de plume. Yeah, the name you write under, the name you fight under. There's a name, and then there's your nom de plume, the one you write under here.
I think his name fit him well because when he's in a kitchen with his co-worker or with other chef, like me, sometimes I am, he like to not joke around, but to have a good time.
Okay.
He really enjoy being there. Yeah. And you do, huh?
I love the kitchen. Yeah. It's been my passion since I can remember.
Explain it to me, somebody who never goes into a kitchen. I can't cook at all.
Yeah. Well, first, why you decide to be in a kitchen?
Well, for me, I started cooking for myself and my family when I was 7. That's
when you were 7?
Yeah, I started cooking
when
I was 7.
Is that out of necessity or because you liked it? Somebody had to cook and it was you? Or?
I remember I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'm kind of hungry. And she was still sleeping. Myself and my brother used to wake up really early in the morning, 5:30, 6 in the morning. Yeah. And my dad is a longtime musician. So when we were in Mexico, he would leave at about like 7 p.m. or so to go sing, right? He had a couple gigs in
He was a performer?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
He still does that.
What type of music?
It's called trios, which is like romantic ballad music. Mariachi and all that.
Right.
I grew up with all that type of music.
Do you play an instrument?
I play a little bit of the piano.
Yeah.
But music for me is essential in my life. I listen to a lot of music, a lot of genres. So my mom would say,
in the kitchen you like to blast
music.
Yeah.
You in the kitchen whenever you work, we always play music.
You know, I never thought about that, but do they? I've been in kitchens, and I don't really remember.
Some kitchens love music, and it really gives you energy, even if it's not your style of music, but still it has an energy, and people, give you a rhythm of work, and the time flies better, and don't feel the pain.
Did you? We're going down a couple of rabbit holes. When 25 years, 30 years at Pascal's, did you play music in the kitchen? You?
No, because I didn't allow it.
A lot of kitchens don't allow it. And again, when it's like crunch time, it shifts a lot when we're like prepping and getting stuff ready where it's a little bit more lenient. But when it's like crunch time or it has to go,
Yeah.
we turn off the music and it's like you put on the chef hat and you get serious, you know.
You totally
So a
right.
lot of kitchens don't allow that for that reason.
So no music during the crunch
Service.
time, but once you serve the last guest and you start doing the cleanup because we hate doing. We not that we hate, but we have to do the cleaning and the kitchen.
Yeah.
Then we blast the music.
Okay.
And even the dishwasher because he has a pile of dishes to clean, so we just blast some good music in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a little detour from that, but yeah, I started cooking when I was 7. Professionally cooking, I want to say I started when I was 14, going in 15.
So
So-
again, I got to stop you guys. Chef Pascal said that you started when you were like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody starts a career at 14 or 15. You're not even allowed to work in the States here at 14 or 15 legally. I mean, maybe a little part-time or something. But you're saying many chefs, many have come in here and said, hey, I was working back in the kitchen, right or wrong, at 14.
Yeah, I mean, it's unregulated industry, you know.
I know. I'm just going back behind the kitchen doors here.
Yes.
Child labor, 100% guaranteed. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I
you
actually
work
lied.
for food. You know,
Yeah.
At that
No,
time.
I was putting like 90-hour weeks.
Yeah.
During the summer, I would clock in at 9 and then take my break from like 3 to 4.
Were you still going to school or had you
Yeah,
dropped out of school?
yeah. No, I was still going to school because I did that the last 2 months of my freshman year, and then the first 2 months of my sophomore year.
You
and
put in
then
90 hours while you're going to school.
no, that was during the summer.
Oh, during the summer.
During the
yeah.
summer, I was putting about 90 hours just because we were low staff, you know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like how I initiated my cooking career, and then I hopped around at a couple of Subways, which those don't really count,
No.
you know. But I was called Subway artist. I hate Subway now.
What's
And
it called
then
on
my
Subway?
professional, like my first kitchen job as an adult, I worked at the Italian White House. I was there for like 4 months,
Yeah.
and then I ripped my Achilles tendon, so I had to stop
Is
working.
that Bruno's place?
Yeah, Bruno Serrano. I worked under Chef Eddie, and the sous chef was Onesimo, I believe, at that time. But yeah, I did work under Chef Eddie for like I said, 4 months.
It's a great school.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was hard. Like coming in from working like at 14, it was a little bit more lenient. I was a kid, but coming in at 18 into a kitchen like that, it was difficult.
Yeah, and then you work at the ranch.
Yeah, I was at the ranch for about a year and a half,
Yeah.
and that one was an eye opener as to what the standards are in the kitchen.
So
and-
many people you've had through either that you've introduced me to or have gone through the ranch. Is that like
Well,
one
the
of-
ranch, Hanaim Ranch.
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
one of those like places,
Yeah,
rites of passage? You go there and
It was owned by two great chefs,
Yeah.
really visionary, and they make that business booming.
Yeah, the food was really good. The service was impeccable. The kitchen was broken down entirely the whole time. They had really good SOPs. It was just, I think we were like 25 cooks at one
Yeah.
Wow.
that during the service.
The
So you-
real kitchen.
real
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, like a real kitchen.
So is that what you do now? Is work with people on? There's a word I never heard on this show. SOP, standard operating procedure.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean that was to me it's the equivalency of like a great kitchen, having good standard operating procedures, and the ranch was definitely one of them. Because prior to that, I've worked at Hopscotch. I was at damn.
I'm surprised you didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Were you scared to work for me?
No, you know what? I actually met you when I was going through Cypress Community College
Yeah.
with Chef Michael Bird.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was the last class. I actually had a class with Chef Michael Bird, and for his retirement, we cooked, and you were one of the speaking guests.
Yeah.
And I remember everyone was like, "Oh, Chef Pascal's here. He's like a celebrity OC chef." And I remember looking outside the door. I was like, "Oh, damn, good looking fella."
Oh,
Should have told him that then. You would have gotten hired.
I'm pretty sure. And then, but I've always known who Chef Pascal was from culinary, and we met. I think I helped you out for an event in Newport Hills and Newport Beach.
Oh yes.
The one that we did
With Chef Brendan.
no,
No.
no, this was prior to that. This was before I started working with Chef Brandon.
He's
It was
done.
the one where we did the Persian wedding.
Oh yeah.
Remember that we had like the whole pig
Yeah.
and then like four or
Yeah.
five different
A
stations.
Persian
Yeah.
wedding and you had a whole pig? Oh my goodness.
No, what was it?
A lamb.
It was the lamb. It was the
Lamb.
big old lamb.
Oh, lamb.
The lamb baron, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah, that one
Oh,
was
lamb.
crazy.
A whole
That was
lamb?
a
Yeah.
whole yeah.
Oh my god.
You roast it on the pit, and
The whole
it's
deal.
fabulous.
Yeah, that one was heavy. That I had to handle that one because
Yeah.
we had to carry it.
So, let's recap
Yes, sir.
to where you are now. So you have the catering business,
Mhm.
which is called Butterfight.
Yes, sir.
And
Why
wh-
Butterfight?
Yeah.
Butterfied is an homage to a friend that passed away.
Okay.
We used to call her on our group our social butterfly,
Yeah.
and I remember I opened up Butterfied missed COVID, so October 2020, out of
So
pure
it's
boredness. I was
really-
tired of being in the house and not
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
and I opened up Butterfied.
Fairly
And
recently.
yeah,
Yeah.
5 years ago,
Yeah.
6 years ago, this. Yeah, so relatively recent, and it's just a word on place of butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Oh.
I don't identify as a butterfly. I am not a social person. I'm very introverted when it comes to like my social life and personal. But she was our butterfly, and I just kind of
Yeah.
drawing and because I draw a little bit, draw and paint. So
So
as
she
I
was
was,
working with you.
she worked with us for yeah, she worked with me for a minute,
No.
and from there I just kind of
It's so sad because in the kitchen, we are a family.
yeah.
And when somebody is sick, so we lose a member of the family. It's very hard. You never forget.
No, I actually have. I got a tattoo of her on my arm. So, yeah, she was a big part of my family, and she definitely left a big impact. And Butterfly kind of came out of that.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're still connected.
pretty much it.
What makes people bond as a family back? Is it the pressure?
I don't know.
Shared
Because
pressure?
you
Shared passion?
are elbow to elbow,
Right.
and everybody is like a football team or a basketball team. Everybody has to do his part, and then and which if you see one station, the chef has more work than you do, you go help him, and so it's really a group effort to run the kitchen.
I read an interesting article based on that, where high stress level jobs create a strong bond because both of you guys are in that article said the trenches,
Yeah.
right? So similar to like people that are in war and they're experiencing high stress level.
Or high level competition,
Yes.
sports and stuff.
Exactly.
Actually, right now everybody say, "Oh, chef so, chef that." Now we're not all chef in the kitchen, but we used to call our friend in the kitchen by the name, by nickname sometimes. Me, it was called, instead of being called chef, was called Daddy or Daddy O.
Daddy.
Daddy
Oh.
O.
Hey, Daddy O.
Not gonna call you daddy.
So, it is actually.
Daddy
funny.
sounds a bit creepy, but Daddy
Yeah.
O, my God, we got Daddy O.
Okay. fine.
Papa.
Papa, Papa, help me, Papa. All right, so you guys all bonded to now.
So you had Butterfly. So now talk to us about the forecast solution.
That's what I want to hear about.
Okay, so
Forkcast. That's a very clever
No,
name.
not
Not fork.
forecast. Fork.
Fork. Like a
Forkcast.
fork you
Yes.
stick in something.
again, a play on words for forecasting. So forecast is something that is being formulated as we speak. We are planning to launch March 1st for
Oh.
Table for 10,
Okay.
and it's a consultation firm that is going to help restaurants identify their health in where they at. We come in, we do an audit, and we identify the aspects of where there might be a bottleneck or a choke point, or and to an extent even extinguish fires that are being um,
So
existential while the business is running.
you are going to explore if you hire a kitchen to see if everything is fine for them,
Mhm.
and maybe they need support and they need
Mhm.
direction.
Yes. So in a way, we're not taking the regular marketing and web design and
No.
approach to consulting. I think based on the market research that we've done, that's been overused, and it is helpful, right? However, my partner and I, his name is Radovan. He has an MBA in international business, so very, very, very smart guy. He's the one that helped me with my business. He created my website as well as gave me the knowledge to create SOPs, learn about the POSs, and how to manage accounting and things that we are normally taught as chefs,
Yeah.
but are crucial if you're gonna be a business owner, right? So transitioning from like a chef to a business owner is a big step
Sure,
because
sure.
Big step.
it's not just now the food. The food
Yeah.
becomes
Now,
a section, a
talking about the
sector.
behind the door,
Yeah.
back at the house, it's so
Yeah.
much more than
Can
just
we
cooking.
can we explore that and break that down a little bit? Because we talked about a little bit, I'm a minor owner. I had a small sports bar. Well, it was five
Hmm.
6,000 feet. It was around for about 10 years, and we did minimal food, sports bar kind of food stuff and everything. So we had a little bit of a kitchen. I mean, we had a kitchen, but it wasn't doing what you guys talk about. The cost control, the food control, making sure that the chicken doesn't spoil and go bad, and where do you store the chicken, and why are we putting it in with the beer and all this other wild, crazy
And
stuff.
in a hotel, you have all uh, crew, but now even in kitchen, regular kitchen, you have the HR part of it. You know,
Hmm.
so you have to make sure your employees are safe to work.
Yeah. So let's. I'm going to give you a list of some of these things and walk me through it. From my own experience, you know, owning a sports bar and getting forced to go into the back of the kitchen and watch the mess sometimes that was there. Let's talk about just health regulations and
Yeah,
safety.
yeah.
We got some people sick a couple times because I think we were not storing the chicken right and stuff here. We're cross contaminating or using the wrong knives and do different things and stuff. Mixing. Talk about some of that cross contamination. That's scary. That people aren't paying enough attention to, and you get food poisoning or those sorts of things. You're creating bad product back there. Do kitchens pay enough attention to that stuff, or they
Yes.
just kind of throw it around?
All the
They do.
time.
They have to pay big attention because those are big lawsuits right there.
And you
And
get shut by the health department.
But it's
yeah.
not really big losses. It makes you feel terrible if something happens.
Yeah.
And I cannot say any cases that it happened to me, but because we stay on the top of it, you have
Mhm.
to label all the food, you have to date what you make.
Yeah.
And
How long have we had this fish? How long have we had this chicken?
you have to, there's a chain of cooling food, and you cannot just put steaming stuff in your refrigerator. You have to put the meat there, the dairy there, the produce there. No, there's a whole system that people
and
may
I've-
not know that.
And I don't think a lot of people have a system. They just kind of stick it wherever it goes.
Well, basically, they need to follow the system. No,
You,
they
you
are
watch this
required.
Bar Rescue or these other shows where who's the guy
Yeah.
that goes in the back,
Yeah.
and it's horrible. It's disgusting what's going on back there. It's not just
Actually, I was going to ask Chef Chuck that your consulting
Company?
company
Yeah.
is a little bit based like a TV show.
That
when
that
you-
would be pretty cool.
Yeah, when remember
Yeah.
when you go when they go in the kitchen and then point things this.
What's
And
it called? What was it?
well. I know there's Bar Rescue's one of them, but there's a couple others.
Kitchen Nightmares with
Kitchen
yeah,
Nightmares.
with Chef
Yeah.
Chef Ramsay or Chef Gordon.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's a lot more of that going on than people know. Not in the big operations, but in these little mom and pop operations where they don't really have a system and they don't know how long they've had this food and they're not putting it in the right place and it's chaotic and like cross contamination. What happens? Don't you if you mix chicken and fish and some
Or
other things?
even cutting board. You have to
Cutting
have cutting
boards,
board for every.
They have different
Yeah,
colors
yeah,
for different uses.
yeah.
But that is like one example, which is a great example of the things that we're doing. Uh, Operational efficiency is one of the pillars that we have.
Let's talk about that for a second because one of the things as we opened this kitchen on a Friday night when we were jammed, it was a nightmare. Everything backed up. So somebody said you got to get an expediter, particularly if something went back to the kitchen. Now everybody's stopped fixing that one thing, and 20 other items are not coming out on time here, and it just gets worse and worse. How do you feel about it? I know that's controversial. Some people believe in an expediter if there's enough volume. Some people don't.
It's 100% crucial.
Yeah.
100% crucial.
You
If
can. The kitchen staff will get lost if there's
Mhm.
never. He's a conductor.
He's a conductor, right? Exactly. He's the general. He's moving stuff around here. Where's this? How about this? All right, set this aside. Don't worry about that. Well, I'll fix this. Go, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Unfortunately, if you don't have a good expediter, the chef jump into the position,
That's usually what happens, right?
but then you miss the chef in the kitchen.
yeah, well, what's it called? Giving that example, Chef Atkins, Gan Atkins from Alinea,
Yeah.
he kind of switched that because for many years the executive chef, the sous chef, have or were the ones in kitchens that I worked that were doing the expos,
Yeah.
and when Chef Atkins comes and he's like, hey, we're like. I don't want to be an expediter. I want to be in the kitchen. I want to be touching the food. Like,
Right.
if you are the highest in the kitchen, then why are you the last one touching food, right? So he himself sets a system where he puts an actual expediter, right? And he's the one. The expo is the one controlling the kitchen flow, what table's gonna get fired, where we at in times, and but having an expo there is the direct connection or the bridge to the front of the house.
It's part of the logistic.
Yeah.
Right.
You move the ticket either by the time the order has been taken, because you need to make sure there's not one table that wait longer. Oh,
Right.
they got the food. They order it after me, and they already got their food. So, I mean, it's very important to.
And we couldn't figure out a system. It was no easy. Maybe it's easier now with automation and with computers and stuff. We would just start at the beginning of that. Ticket would come into the kitchen. That whole process. How does it get printed? Does it get put up on a board or whatever overhead or something? How does it move along?
Or
How do you know which one's
the
next?
best system that we have now, your ticket, you get double print. Actually,
Okay.
more than double print.
Okay.
One for the kitchen line, on the chef station.
Right.
One for the expo,
Right. Expediter.
expeditor, and then each section of the kitchen, the
Gets a
pantry, the
Garde-manger,
the garde-manger,
herbs.
the hotline, they all have their own printer with their own ticket.
Yeah.
So and then, boom, we coordinate. It's like a puzzle.
See, that's where the expo comes in. Because say you're firing pasta and you're firing steak and you're firing all the everything that's coming out of Garmo,
Yeah.
right?
Which all take a different amount of time to create.
Well, because even the
Yes.
station of garde-manger, you think, oh, it's all cold. No, there's some hot hiding also in the
They have to come out.
appetizer station on some cold.
I'm getting
item.
PTSD from that shit.
So yeah, I mean, so just we said. So how do you get it all to come together? It's different timing. Different. Do I start cooking this? Do I start cooking it all at the same time? Then one's sitting around while we're waiting for the other one to arrive. All that kind of stuff. Here's my other question. So they said get an expediter. I don't know how to hire an expediter. And how to hire a chef? You say
Well,
cook me something.
It's not, I'm not going to bash Gordon Ramsay. Say, well, I need this now.
Right.
No, you can't. So we say the chef, start preparing this because it's going to be picked up very soon.
Right.
So there is an order that the chef, the classic way, say say order, and then
Do this first, do
everybody
that next,
know
right.
what they have to do from that order, and then say fire, and then start cooking, and then the last step is pick up.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's
And
three
how many
steps.
times they don't pick it up? It's just sitting back.
No,
there.
no, no.
No, no, it's a pickup.
Pick up.
That's what the servers do, or the
Yeah.
runners at this point.
Yeah, because they need the food. So,
Right.
so
And that's why I say, do you actually get runners? Because the wait staff's out
yeah.
in front.
Yeah.
and
Order, fire, pick up. That's the 3 step.
all right. So, but if I was going to open a restaurant tomorrow, which I would think 10 times before I did it in today's environment,
Yeah,
cost and rent and labor costs and training and sexual harassment, 1,000,000,000 things that we didn't worry about 20, 30, 40 years ago. If I was going to do that, I know how to go get a chef, cook me something, talk me through where you've been, talk me through your concept, what you want to do. How do I get an expediter? And what is the training for the expediter? You're training over at Saddleback Culinary Institute. Some of these kids can come out and just be expediters. Is that their goal? Is that their training? Or is that a step in being a chef?
Well,
I
an
think it's part of the
expediter-
whole learning experience.
Yeah, because you could have a server or runner potentially be a expediter, but you could also have a chef be an expediter. Like I said, an expo is pretty much a bridge of the kitchen to the front of the
But
house.
what's the training for that job? That's a different
The
skill
training?
than making the sauce and being on the line cook and creating stuff. That's a different skill.
You are right, but it's not formal. There's no formal
I
training.
didn't think
I
so.
think you have to learn it on the
On the
spot
yeah,
because you have some kitchens who are really fast, some
some
kitchens
kitchen
that are
are
real
kind of
slow,
Yeah,
and some food that you have to learn. Okay, is- there is a souffle, so make sure you start 20 minutes before the server asks for it. There is a well done T-bone steak, or there's a rare steak. So both are different timing,
Right.
and some braising food and that need to be warm up. But so this
We struggled to find somebody who, because there were chefs who knew how to cook. There were people who worked on the line who weren't quite chefs yet. And we didn't see that in between person. You need to have the skill and knowledge of the chef, but you're not the chef. You're an expediter. You're there to keep the operation moving. And that's why so often the head chef
so did
becomes
you,
the
did you
expediter.
like to be on expo?
me,
Yeah.
I love expo.
Right.
I do. I was pretty good at expediting. My natural
You-
positions were I was always a floater.
Okay.
In the kitchen, I was always a floater. I covered the shifts. I covered days off. At any time, any position.
So you could step in and cook on the line, or you could
Yeah,
suddenly.
yeah.
And does all the cooks lack when you were the
Expediter?
Yeah, like I said, I was pretty good. Like
Because some of them can be
in-
dictatorial like Gordon Ramsay, but that I don't think works. I
Yeah.
think you've got to be cooperative. Come on. All right, let's get this going. You got to somehow everybody's got to pull everybody together.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you do need to scream.
No, but he's saying the wrong message that say the way is to approach every part of every members of the
Mhm.
kitchen, and then say, okay, the fish is going to take less time, so I'm not going to cook it now, but the meat's going to take more time. So that's the key in
'Cause
real work.
everything goes down to timing. Even when you're in the line, right? Within stations like grill station to say saute that are taking out the vegetables, right? Say you're dropping a New York and it takes 8 minutes. You call out, I'm 3 minutes out,
Yeah.
right? And Expo or not Expo, saute knows that within those 3 minutes they have to complete the side dish, right? And
It's
then it just comes up
communication.
together. Yes.
And bad kitchens don't communicate.
No.
And-
Have you watched The Bear? And in The Bear, there's some episode when suddenly the dinner starts. Bam. Okay.
You're talking about the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5:30, 6 o'clock, and then the printer just keep it going. And
Yeah,
print.
right.
And so you have to control that, before.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they're
amazing.
ordering another one in, another order in, another order in. In the old day,
Yeah.
they used to shout it, and the waitress would say, "Okay, got another X, Y." You all have shorthand for describing stuff and everything here.
A lot of our guests maybe don't know that's kind of part.
I don't think everybody should watch a really fine kitchen, a crazy kitchen and a good kitchen. The chaos can go back there. We're late. What do you mean this isn't ready? What do you mean? Well, or waitress coming back or wait staff coming back saying, "Where's my order? They've been waiting for 20 minutes, just screaming." And, oh shoot, we forgot to put that in or whatever.
So with your new
Consulting company.
consulting company, are you going to spend some time in during
Yes.
cooking time
Yes.
so you can turn off some fires?
Yeah. So we came up with 8 pillars. That's kind of like the concept that we're playing on this one. So it's 8 pillars. Each pillar is graded to the questions and observational. After the first additional audit, we identify like the choke points of what the back of the house is, whether it's accounting, whether it's cost control, food portioning, the things that aren't actual physical labor, right? And then within that same week of auditing, the initial audit or the first audit would be on a first like on a slow day to see how they operate when they're slow, because there's two different aspects to it: when you're slow and then when you're busy. Because when you're slow, there's a lot of kill time, right? So if your labor cost is high, like why are you staffing 20 people on a day where you're doing half the production, right? As
And
opposed to
you still have to be consistent.
yeah, there has to be a gauge of, all right, well, if we're doing 200 covers as opposed to 500, I don't need 25 people. I don't need the 10 people. I need 8 people.
200
Right.
covers. So you guys all call them something. 200 dishes. 200. Sorry, but it's a cover.
No,
yeah.
guests.
No,
Because-
200 covers are guests, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because guests can have
Multiple
Two-
dishes.
2 course, 3 courses.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let me
different
throw out a couple other ones. So, efficiency of the operation, bottleneck. Is the stuff getting out? Is it coming together at the right time? Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it backing up? What do you do when something comes back to the kitchen? That's always a big problem. Oops, this isn't what they ordered, or they don't like
I
it.
have a little answer for that, but go ahead.
Okay. Because that stops the whole operation. I've seen the whole assembly line stops as they're
Yeah.
trying to fix this one thing.
You have something to say about that?
PTSD. I plead the fifth.
Honestly,
No,
that was our biggest challenge. Is stuff would come back, and we'd say we had to have a process for. I don't want to put it at the end of the line because this other stuff's got to come in. But or do you get that out of the way real quickly so you can get back? I don't know. What do you do with
If
an
I
order
may
comes back?
say,
Please.
it happened to me a few times.
I bet
I just stopped the kitchen.
you stop the kitchen.
Stop
Yeah.
the kitchen. We go through the back door, and then
Right.
have a talk. Like when a football team they need
Timeout.
time off.
Really? You
Yeah.
you'd stop the whole thing
Yes.
and you'd walk on and say
Turn
what?
off, turn off the burners. Let's talk.
Yeah.
And very quickly we come back. Okay, we fire up.
Wow, I never saw anybody stop the line. I thought like an assembly line, it never stops there. Interesting.
Yeah.
In occasions where I was the one making the mistakes, I've been stepped out of the line. It's like, yo, take a break. Because once you get to that point where you're like completely flustered,
Yeah.
you cannot operate.
Right.
You know, there's so much stress and adrenaline going through your body. And in a given time, it's like there's so much things. There's other chefs, like Chef Pascal mentioned earlier, why you become so close to people like this is because that experience of being that like under stress and getting your ass chewed, and then having him come or another chef come and help you is it's crucial, and it becomes a grateful thing. So I've been asked to step out the line, cool down, come back,
Yeah.
clear your head,
Right.
because
Makes
it,
sense.
it is something that you are doing wrong, and admitting to that is like kind of like the first step
All right, I'm gonna
of
give you
solving the problem.
I'm going to give you another example of comment. We're trying to get through them here. So keeping the stuff going, having using an expediter to call everything and direct it and whatnot here, having a process when mistakes start to happen, particularly under high pressure, things are coming back, wrong order, wrong thing, what's going on. Here's another one I saw all the time. We were guilty of it. Food costs. We're going to make the best frickin' sandwich you've ever seen. We're going to put 47 things and pile it high. We're going to make the best dish you've ever seen. By God, we're putting bigger portions, better portions, and that's why the customers come. Except at the end of the day, when it all adds up, we're losing money every one of those we sell, or not making any money on it here. Food portioning, food costs, not just getting cheaper produce. Why don't we get cheaper lettuce or cheaper meat or cheaper fish? Why when we constructed this dish, did we really cost out the cost of all that stuff we
Right.
piled on there? Talk about that.
So in our system, that's actually pillar number 2,
Mhm.
which to me is the second most important part of the business.
I think
And
it's huge.
it's called menu engineering. If you engineer your menu properly, cost and cross usage of product is essential, especially in times like this. I think in earlier times when food cost was a little bit cheaper, it
Who
was
cares if you throw
easier.
some more stuff on? Yeah, right.
It was easier to navigate food costs and have a larger amount of dishes, and that's where you start getting like the 90s early 2000 humongous dishes,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
or like menus where they have
Menus
like
were
50 40 items.
yeah,
It's like that's insane.
pages and pages.
That's insane to have that right now.
Let's talk about both of those things because I've seen both of those things. A Claim Jumper used to do that. They had a million items on the thing here, and that was their appeal. But those don't all sell equally. So you're buying a bunch of this, and it sits around and goes bad because you don't sell enough of those things. Or you have an ingredient that you only use once, and it just sits there forever and ever and ever. Do you, whereas creative people find multiple ways to use the same ingredient. The chicken turns into a stock, turns into something else. You find ways to repurpose it and keep reusing it so you don't throw it away. But so many places when they start have a thing that requires an ingredient and it doesn't sell and it's piled up back there and it's a
That's
giant
why
waste.
Chef Shock talk about it. The costing of ingredients. That one ingredient should be in more than one recipe.
Yes, right.
That will cut your costs
Right.
a lot.
Right.
Very
A lot.
important. And one chicken. I used to make money in my restaurant because I buy whole chicken, and from one whole chicken you can make
Multiple things,
three
yeah.
items on the menu,
A soup or
including the stock.
that's what I was
See
going
what
to
I
say.
mean?
Yeah, right.
So you have the chicken bones. One, even a simple thing, a leek.
Mhm.
Okay, you look at a leek. There's a white part, there's a more or less green part, and the green part. So one part goes to the stock, a middle part go to the soup, and the first part go to a little. Then you make it confit of the fish.
Right.
Or, so yes, so one leek, three type of
But
dish.
that comes to not only how you use it, but to how you construct the menu. Are we getting
Yeah.
too many
Yes.
things on there? Too many one-offs that we don't use anything but that?
You
like-
know, it's like bartending.
Bartending was the same
key,
thing.
three ingredients.
Okay.
It's a tree. I mean, the tree is it's really a magic number.
3 is a magic number.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
The
Two,
magic
six,
of
nine.
3. So what would you say? So explain that. So in bartending, what's the 3 ingredients?
one, the base is a liquor,
Right?
and the second will be something the sweetness,
Right?
and then you have something acid. Same with food.
Exactly.
Really, no.
With the combination of those 3 flavors to it. All right, so cost control, menu construction, getting so many restaurants open up with million items, and then you come back a year later, they're down to half a dozen or something. Do something better over and over and over again, and then safety, food safety, and all that stuff. What about physical safety? What about not falling and slipping and water and crap and reaching for stuff and all those kinds of things? And people fall and slip and everything back there too. It's a chaotic place, or stab each other, or worse, drop
No,
things.
no, no.
No, we don't
No,
have
we
people
don't.
here. No, we're cool.
Even though we have knife. and
Yeah,
everything.
knives and everything. God,
When you walk around, you cannot walk around with a knife. Now, if you have a knife in your hand, you have to call it. Say, knife,
Knife.
coming for.
Corner knife,
Yeah.
Right.
behind knife.
And there seems to be
Hot-
some flow to it,
hot
where
food,
people
yeah.
are you don't each go in the same door. There's one door you go in, there's one door you go out. There's a flow to it, and you don't
So, because if
coming through. Look
if-
out,
if-
put your.
cook food come on the plate out of the kitchen, you don't want to go crossing dirty dishes and
Exactly.
that is
Yeah.
cross contamination right there
Right.
in the same area. So,
I think that's essential for like beginner cooks and stuff like that. And as a seasoned chef or cook, it becomes a second nature to you to say behind. I've caught myself saying that in the supermarket. I'll be pushing the cart. I was like, oh, behind. And people look back. It's like, fuck you, what are you doing? I was like, oh,
Exactly.
my bad, I'm going behind, just so that you know.
If somebody said that in the supermarket, I will know that will be you.
I'll be, what's it got, doing the corner on the aisles. It was like, corner.
And was it just in our place, or I saw more and more people sort of tap each other lightly in the back? I'm behind you. They didn't say.
We don't like to touch each other in the kitchen.
So calling it out more.
Yeah.
Because I see people do that stuff too. There, you know.
Personally, I say, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Well, no, some people don't like it.
I always did that. I always came up behind people. I was like, you know, then they would know I'm there or something. Because it does move quickly, and it's got to move in a certain direction. And when you start moving in a different direction,
but we have language in the kitchen that need to be used.
Give me some examples.
Hot,
Behind,
coming
hot,
cold, behind you,
knife.
corner, knife.
Right. And you call that stuff out.
Yeah. All the
Keep
time.
it flowing. All right, so the flow, the timing of everything here, making sure it all arrives in the right order at the right time, cost control, menu control. What else am I not missing today here in today's shift?
The test.
The taste. It's gotta you mean it's actually got to be good?
Yeah. It does have to be good.
And who tastes it?
does.
Whose job is it to
Mandatory.
It's coming out, you're cranking it out all night long. Does anybody ever say, wait a minute, this doesn't taste very good?
How do you define?
And how do you define
Good
taste? Yeah. That's what I never thought of. That's not on my pillars. Is it actually good?
I think that's, to an sense, subjective. I think as chefs, we just have to, stick to the fundamentals, which is fat, acid, sugar.
But you used to say, Pascal, that you used to actually taste stuff all the time throughout the day.
Yeah,
You have to.
Yeah, you have to, because I will never, because especially in fine dining, you do more of a individually cooked item.
Right.
We do pan sauce, and pan sauce is a difference between the sauce that's been sitting for hours on your station and they just put sauce on the plate.
Right.
So pan sauce, you say if you cook two pepper steak, you make the sauce right there in that same pan that we cook the steak.
Right.
And so to be consistent, you have to make sure you test it before it goes. So
Even when you're cooking, like right now that I've been doing more catering and private chefing, a lot of the food that comes out to the guests or to the events is pre-done, right?
More and more. It's already been pre-cooked and they're just warming it up.
Yeah, or you're just holding, or you're cooking about like 20%, 10% on site, but disregarding that. Say we're making like a tomato bisque, I'll do it, and I'll take some to Chef Brandon, I'll take some to Chef Pascal, I'll take some to other people so that they know it's like, oh, what does it need? Salt, acid, heat.
Missing something here.
Yeah, there's missing something, because you can't always trust your own taste. Your taste was changed throughout the day. So you have a big sinus, you can't be tasting. You freaking salt the food too much.
And the chef, because all right, we have to talk about that. Maybe we can name a few people, a few chefs that you work for as a sous chef, going out to private catering. But do you have to listen and figure out what the taste is? The chef is
What
looking
their
for.
taste.
Oh, yeah.
What do they look? They
definitely.
want it to be hot, or they want it to be mild, or they want it to
Yes.
be.
Yes, I think that kind of goes to the style of chef as well. Like wherever it is that you're working is what you have to do. If at the end, the executive chef has the final call. Yeah,
And you may like it this way, but they
Yeah.
want to dial it up or dial
Yeah.
it back or something here. Yeah.
You may have your own way to do it, but still the chef, that's his food. Yeah.
It's his food,
Correct.
his name on it, his
at
contract.
the end, that's as a team, the head is the executive, and
Because he knows,
who you're
he knows the
presenting.
client, he knows the demand of the client, what
Right.
the client is.
And it was
speaking
his
Because
concept.
they're
and-
hiring him.
Right.
Yeah.
He's representing him, whether it's kitchen with his catering, private dinners. It's a representation of him. Whoever you have as a staff is representing you.
I've seen you working with Chef Brendan for time well spent. And what?
The time was spent.
Yeah.
The tea, yeah.
Yeah. And you really, I'm not sure that's always your style, but you really step into his system of being very precise, very neat, very well organized, and you use tweezers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so,
He uses tweezers.
Yeah,
yes.
like little plating tweezers and
what do you
Plating
use?
tweezers.
Yeah,
Go
we
ahead,
have plating
talk about
Really
that.
design that you want that to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
tweak just a little bit there.
yeah.
Can I give you another thing that drives me crazy? Two things that drive me crazy. It's just personal things. As a somebody who goes to restaurants, I was a restaurant writer for a while for a newspaper. I love going out to eat. I had a restaurant. These are things that drive me crazy. One, when you go in and ask the staff, "What's the special?" and they don't know. That should be part of a discussion every day. The staff should know what they're presenting.
That's another pillar. Go ahead.
All right.
That is another pillar.
That is a pillar. It drives me nuts.
The
If you don't know what the
staffing and
special
labor,
is, yeah.
it's another pillar because
Actually, it's more than a pillar. It's a basement of the success.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So how can you sell it if you don't know what it is? And this is our special. This is what we want to be known for. This is what we're making the most money on today here. This is whatever, and you don't even know what it is. Drives me crazy. Or, flip side of that, they tell me all about it, and I say, wow, I'm going to have that. Oh, but we're out of it. How can you ever run out of the special? I mean, is it
If
just...
I may say, is also the relationship of the kitchen manager or the chef with the management, the dining room management.
Yeah, maybe.
They have to work together to train the staff.
everything, yeah, because it's a whole ecosystem. It's an organism.
It
you know?
is.
It's not just the chefs. It's not just the GM. It's not just the servers.
Because you guys can be cranking it out well, and its
Mhm.
food cost is under control, and your creative menu, and it's not too big, and moves well, and it's expedite all the stuff we talked about, and it tastes good. But if you run out of it, or they don't know how to sell it, what's the point?
Yeah, or sometimes you have we call it the window. There's a window where you put up the food
Right.
for pickup, and sometimes the window is full.
Yeah.
The chef will run out of the kitchen, go get the manager, say, "Hey, got to
The food is getting cold.
have your server bring
Backing
their,
up.
their
Yeah.
butt to pick up their food." you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because see, like that to me becomes a bottleneck, and that's like the battle between servers and cooks, where we're pushing food like crazy, and it's dying in the window,
Yeah.
right? And the servers doing their job too. They get the chance to be on the floor, and sometimes they get carried out by the customers,
Yeah,
right?
they're talking,
and
they're
and at that
laughing,
point,
or-
like you really can't do anything, but yeah, that doesn't
And-
stop from the food from dying, you know?
And don't you hate it when also our servers say, that steak is overcooked,
Yeah.
or the steak is not cooked enough,"
It's like, oh, I forgot to put this in.
and yeah, only
Or they're being critical of
they,
you. Right.
if they forgot to put, the client is allergic to this, and you put that on they put cilantro on my plate. I don't
Right.
eat cilantro, and that's it. Is the kitchen has to react to that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that?
Because they're two separate worlds. You're running the kitchen, Chef Palska, on the back. I'm running the wait staff out front here. The two only meet at that window. And they may not really
I have
understand
some
what
answer,
you're
but
doing.
I want you to.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, probably picking it up since the beginning, yeah. Like, don't.
Is that why places go to food runners? That somebody else's job to just bring it out?
No,
No.
the server has to do a good job to share everything that the
Yeah.
client asks for. Very important.
Can I give you my take on it? Years ago, when you were doing your restaurant, serving was a noble profession. It was you aspired to be a server. You started off as a server a million years ago. You told me in France.
Yeah.
That was a job. And there was an art to it. To how do you present it, and you come from the left or the right, and how do you listen to a client, how do you move it, and how do you sell it, and all that stuff here. Today, it's just a temporary job. I'm picking it up because I can't get a job, so I'll be a server. And I don't really understand food. I don't understand the system. I don't really understand the concept. I'm just here. I'm a robot. What would you like? I put it in, and then I shrug my shoulders and say, I don't know. I don't know anything about the dish. I don't know why it came out wrong. I don't know why it's not doing this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a lot of really professional servers anymore.
No, it's hard to come around those now. I think the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s was like the prime era of servers.
You go to a fine dining, particularly fine dining, of which is less and less. More there's just casual dining. But fine dining, you talked about. I wish I'd been to your restaurant and experienced some of that stuff. How the food came out, how you presented it, where you positioned it, what you did with it, to the whole presentation. I've only had a few of those meals in my life, and I'll remember them to the day I die. A good server who really listened to you, who made recommendations, who presented it right, who was on top of things but not pestering you. You didn't have to be waving your arm and shooting off a rifle to get their attention or something here. You know, there's a whole world of service that I think we have kind of lost. That's my crabby old opinion.
Probably yes, but also, the successful restaurant,
Hmm.
they're still doing good job.
I think they do.
Even the dining hall.
There still are great
There's
servers
no
out
other choice.
They have to. Because the food could be delicious and everything, but if the server gives them a bad experience, they're not coming back.
there. No.
I
exactly.
went to a Chinese restaurant in the Korea food. Actually, it's a food shopping center on Jamboree,
Right.
and the serving staff was so well educated. They were perfectly on the top of everything. They could describe the entire menu with a long menu,
Yeah.
and they bring you excitement.
Yes.
And then to a point, say, "Oh, I want to try everything." Oh,
I won't
it's
name the
amazing.
restaurant, but I've told you offline a place you recommended that I go to, and I did, and I've been a couple times now, and the service is horrible. And it's special. I won't give it away by explaining what it is, but they serve certain things you can't get anywhere else, and staff didn't know about them. And the last time I was there, in the middle of I ordered something, and then my server disappeared, and I looked down at the end of the counter, and he's down there eating,
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, he's
not
on
good.
break now.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, but I need more of this, or I have a question about this, or whatever. And, well,
no, that's
wait
not
for
good.
10 minutes, he'll be back.
Did I recommend that place?
You told me about it. I'll tell you it offline when it was here.
No,
And
okay.
great food, phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
I'd go there again, but I thought, oh my God, it's not going to make it because the service is
Yeah.
terrible.
That's-
Because they're dealing with ordinary kids who don't understand extraordinary food.
But this is where you have to make sure the kitchen and the front work together.
And I
mean,
don't know
you're
that they do enough of that anymore here. Do you guys used to do tasting? I mean, really good restaurants, you'd have the staff taste the stuff, and you'd have little things beforehand and to explain it and to taste it. And the chef they could ask questions and stuff about it. So many now
Yeah.
today, they just
So the question for that: how do you motivate the staff to be happy to work?
to be
with
knowledgeable, to
with a
push,
menu that's being imposed to them.
right? Or does
I
it
think
not
this
matter
is where
anymore?
leadership comes in.
Yeah.
This is where leadership comes in, and having a good leader sets the tempo and pace of what's expected.
Yeah.
You know, if you have someone that is being an asshole to you, and like you're not gonna want to work with him, all right. But if you have someone who is giving you encouragement, as well as setting good goals, setting standards, and pushing people to become better, is something that becomes more like a team effort. You
And
know?
having fun, and you can sell it, and people like it, and they want to come back. Here's my last question. I'm running out of time. Yeah, I know you got a couple. Here's my last question. You can end with your questions. Here's my last question. I'll try and shut up. So we're going to bring in Forkcast Solutions because my restaurant, I'm the owner. It ain't working. We're not doing the numbers. We're losing money. Customers are not coming back. So we bring in an outside consultant. How well does that fly with my staff, my chef, or do they immediately fight you, resist you? Oh, great. I'm going to make sure this guy never comes back again.
This is new. He's going to find out.
Yeah. No,
I think that's a
I've
big
helped
problem.
a couple kitchens already,
Yeah.
and I think that one of the things that has helped me the most is being the way I am. I'm very direct when it comes to things, and I'm not afraid of the confrontation that will come with it. However, one of the first things that I do establish when I've gone in to help other restaurants is that we're here to help. If the owner is calling in for help and it is visually going under, like how are you gonna keep someone that wants to sabotage the process of the kitchen?
Yeah.
You know, so that alone right there, that person is eliminated.
Yeah, because
Right?
you're losing the
Because
business.
he's
I
the
mean,
problem.
You lose
Yeah.
your job as well.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Like you're shooting your foot, you're shooting yourself on your own foot.
But
Like
so many
how are you gonna do that?
so many businesses, the people resist change.
Big time.
Oh, yeah.
That is a big resistance. Like I said, one of the first things that I do whenever I come into a position like this, where I've gone and help out and the build something with another chef and other restaurants, is create that is like, hey, like I'm not here to take your job. Like if I wanted to, I would have taken it. Right? You're obviously not doing a good job with it. So how about we work together,
Yeah.
come together, and solve the problem?
And then I'll leave. If we fix it, I'm gone.
So
Yeah.
now with your consulting,
Mhm.
let's say it again, Forkcast Solutions.
You
Yes.
got to talk into the mic
really
there.
like that name.
Oh.
Forecast Solutions.
Forkcast Solutions.
Forkcast.
I think it's
I
a
love
very
it.
clever name.
You're going to learn the good and the bad of several kitchens.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you think this should put you on the path to open your own restaurant?
He'll be an expert now, and I'm going to put it to use.
So, yes, that's actually one of the
goal.
processes or process that we eventually want to do. But I don't want to open a restaurant in the concept of actual restaurant. You know, for me, I'm very inclined into the fine dining, into the experience of dining. That is why I open up Butterfly. Butterfly to me, even for caterings, I don't focus on big caterings. If I want to do big caterings, I work with Chef Brandon, right, which are fun too. It's very hard work. It's very laborious, but for me, it's more the private dining, the little plating, the what's it
With
called,
the tweezers.
the
and-
tweezers and
Yeah.
3 different sauces and all that.
beautiful China.
Right, so actually pouring your passion into the plate, because for me, cooking
Pouring
is not,
your passion into the
to a
plate.
plate.
He said that so quickly.
yeah.
So, Chef Pascal, you've once again shocked me because you bring in these young guys who have passion for food as you did, but their passion isn't to put their name on the door anymore.
Well, they have knowledge and they also want to help others. You
Yeah.
are helping other chefs, other restaurants. So it's part of your community.
But their dream isn't the same dream you had, which was someday I'm going to see Pascal's name on the door there. So
Well,
more and more of them, they're like, don't know. That seems too difficult, too expensive, too scary, too something.
It's
That isn't their dream.
a little bit egocentric,
Yeah.
but
No, really?
no, really. But it's pride too.
Absolutely.
You know.
Your name's on the door now.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah, because look, like to answer that question again, given the circumstances of our current situation, it's hard to have a kitchen at these days, right?
Harder than ever.
Correct. So you have rent at an all-time high, food at an all-time high, and then labor sucks. So it's like, how are you gonna
Yeah.
build something that is effective and profitable?
And
Because at
Chef-
the end of the day, even if you open a restaurant, the point of it is to make money.
And
Right,
Pascal pointed out something to me a while ago that I've not forgotten. You don't think I listen sometimes here. You said that the high cost today of open a restaurant, $1 million or whatever it is today, means that your investors probably won't make it back quickly or ever on the first restaurant. It better be a success so you can open more. That's where you can have multiple locations and multiple buying and multiple profit. Maybe you're only making a little bit, but you're making it from a lot of places. The idea of having a restaurant named Pascal's that's a standalone restaurant is harder and harder than ever before. Too expensive, too hard to turn a profit on
It
that.
is, but it's still feasible. You know, you just
Not impossible.
No.
If you have a good team, you know, you will succeed.
That's why you have to follow the 8 pillars, you know.
Yeah.
The 8 pillars, right? If they want to follow
I
the
was we had one more. We need a basement.
And the basement to the pillars. All right, so if they want to find out more about the private dining you do at Butter Fight, or if there's somebody listening that's saying, we could use some help, our team is struggling, our costs are struggling, there's a bottleneck here, I'm open to having a consultant come in and take a look and evaluate my 8 pillars here in my basement and everything else, and the attic and everything else. How do they find you at Forkcast Solutions?
Okay, so the website that is going to be, it's butterfight.com. And right
That's
there,
the catering.
yes, that's, well, I mean, for right now, we're attaching
The two
Forecast
together, okay.
into Butterfight.
All right.
But again, this is something that is getting on the works. We're launching March 1st. Moving forward, we're going to be open for everyone.
I think I think consultants are needed in every phase of the business because you can't see what you don't know. You can't see past your own problems. You need
So-
somebody to come in and
So
say,
on
"Come on."
on your Butterfight website, you can be linked to your consulting services.
We actually have a landing page. We're going to have a landing page for Forecast.
All right.
And right there, you're able to like inquire for what do you call it, an appointment for us to go in,
Sure.
interview.
Consulting.
Yeah.
And what's the
consult.
typical engagement period? A week, a month, a day? Do you just go in and
So-
do a structured questionnaire and give them a feedback, or do you work with them for a month or?
We have different levels of help that we could do to the kitchen. We call it the quick fix, and that's a 2 to 3 week process. We have another one with like more diagnostic, where we sit there and we actually work with the restaurants for about 6 to 10 weeks, and then we have one where it's just recurring help round. So like every month we come in, we audit this, we audit that.
See if how you're doing.
Yeah, like just keeping tabs on what it's
I
going.
think you're doing a fantastic.
I think
this
it's a
is
needed
great,
service.
Great vision, and if you need an extra agent, I
Yeah.
will be with you.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you so much. Pascal, how do they reach you? If they want to find out you're still catering and doing things and teaching.
Yeah,
and-
well, my website is Pascal at Pascal Catering on Pascal Olas Cuisine.
Old Hats. Spell Old Hats for us here.
OLHATS. But Pascal Cuisine will get you.
Pascal
over
Cuisine.
the
All right.
Pascal
Or tune in each and every week as we continue to explore behind the kitchen
Oh.
doors.
Let's make sure if you want to meet Chef Ramirez, come to Table 410.
Oh,
Table
yeah,
for
please.
10, yeah,
Which
we're
is
gonna be
when?
there.
Give us a
March
date.
March 1st.
March 1st. Where's it at?
March 1st. In
At
I forgot.
Irvine Hotel or something?
No,
No.
I think it's the Via, no? Or
Via
Via Hotel in
Via Hotel, Newport Beach.
Newport Beach this time.
Via.
You guys don't even know where you're showing
No,
up.
no,
to?
yeah.
No, we do, but it's just we kind of
It's,
forget. There's a lot of things going on.
Yes,
All right, so check. And it's
So revamp Newport Beach Marriott. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check out Table for 10. The address is gonna be there.
Table for 10.
Yeah.
.org.
tablefor10.org. Get your tickets now. Selling out fast.
And this contributes to help the new generation of cooks and chefs.
I do want to add something before
Okay.
we leave.
Quickly. Go.
I want to say thank you to Chef Pascal for being a mentor and a power figure in the Orange County
That's nice.
community as a younger chef and being part of Table for 10. I've gone pretty close with all these old guys,
These old
And-
guys here.
and it's
The
very
OGs.
it's very inspiring and knowledgeable to have this knowledge that is being passed down from his chef to him to me to future chefs. Right, I'm very grateful to have met him, and I'm very proud
Thank
to
you.
be part of this.
Thank you very much. And thank you for being part of the legacy of Orange County food industry.
Thank
There
you,
you
chef.
go.
I appreciate that, and I'm gonna do my best to
Thank you, Chuck.
continue the legacy that we have in Orange County and make it better. So that is my goal.
Got to go.
All
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Thanks.
Have a good
Okay.
one.
Let's go.
Wow. Well, that was a lot to digest in one meal here, but very insightful. Learn more about what happens behind the kitchen doors right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.